Now, there has been a rise in cable thefts from electric vehicle charging points recently as the popularity of EVs continues to grow.
Yeah, this is a crime we've never talked about before, I don't think. But operators say it is highly disruptive, it's dangerous and expensive, and they're calling for more action to be taken. Sian Filcher has been looking at the issue in the West Midlands.
7 cables were stolen from this site in Wednesbury in December, and the thief is still to be caught. The theft of electric vehicle charging cables is growing. That's what companies installing these chargers are telling us. They're seeing these cables cut off, likely for the small value of copper inside.
It's predominantly over 13 sites in the West Midlands that have been targeted 33 times.
The government expects 300,000 of these charging points to be available by 2030, but it seems this new technology is attracting new crime.
This site in Brierley Hill has been targeted 3 times since October. InstaVolt, who own these charging points, say that around 400 of their cables have been cut off since November 2023. They also say the West Midlands accounts for about 25% of this kind of theft they're seeing.
InstaVolt's solution to this is to install tougher cables and traceable ink. The problem is starting to be tackled, but it's still a concern for EV drivers.
If I come to an EV station that the cable's been cut, then obviously it's going to ruin, the ability for me to charge the car. So yeah, it is concerning for sure.
To get to a charging point and find that there's no head-on to charge it would be a massive problem, because normally you haven't really got much more energy to go on to the next one.
We're all trying to do our bit for the environment, and if vandals and thieves are starting to take charges away, we're not going to go forward, are we?
We've not got enough of an infrastructure in the UK anyway, so to have that happen on top of an insufficient structure, yeah, it's a concern.
Several companies that install EV chargers in the West Midlands told us they're seeing more of this theft. A statement from Osprey said cable theft is becoming a significant issue, particularly in the West Midlands, where we're seeing a sharp rise in incidents. And a comment from Motor Fuel Group said it was highly disruptive, dangerous to staff and customers on location, and creates a financial burden due to the repair costs and downtime of the chargers. Both companies, alongside InstaVolt, have called for wider action by the government and the police.
This type of crime isn't categorised as critical infrastructure theft at the moment, and that's a real problem. We all know the police are under immense pressure and have a significant number of other priorities. At the moment, this isn't one of their priorities. So unless we catch the criminals in the act, which is very difficult, as you would know, the police are finding it very difficult to track and follow it.
Information about the number of these thefts from all police forces across the West Midlands was requested, but rejected by most due to the data not being readily available. West Mercia Police did release data showing that in previous years, just 1 cable theft incident per year had been reported, but last year there were 19 reported incidents. In a statement, a spokesperson for West Mercia Police said the force was working actively to identify offenders, as well as working with manufacturers and scrap metal businesses to help prevent theft. Sian Filcher, BBC News.
A lot of you have been in touch about this morning. Beryl is saying, why don't they make the car owner turn up and use their own cable and plug in, like with a caravan, so there's nothing to steal?
Yes.
Stuart's suggesting maybe a retractable cable would stop it, so you can only release it if you're charging, and then you have to put it back inside.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have to make it more challenging. At the moment, it's just too easy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.